Hey guys, Dr. Beard here from shrinkonawire.com. Thanks for joining me. Today's episode is brought to you by that weird rattling under my hood between 48 and 57 miles per hour. Thank you, weird rattle under my hood between 48 and 57 miles per hour. Been a good friend. Anyway, today I'd like to talk to you about the day my thumb exploded. I'm a big fan of stories, so bear with me. I was in, ninth grade. That's right, ninth grade. And we were near the end of our football season. And I played middle linebacker all growing up. And during some scrimmage time, the offense was playing against the defense, and the offense was trying out new plays, and defense was practicing its defensive plays. So, during one of the mini scrums, during a tackle, I was going in for a tackle, and my friend Ben came in and blocked me on this side. What you're taught to do is to make space between you and the blocker so that you have ability to be maneuverable. Well, I brought up my hand to give him a forearm and get that space, but I guess I'm a spaz because my thumb got caught between helmets. And went. I mean, it looks pretty good now. It looks dang normal right now. Wow. But at the time, it did not. The flesh underneath my thumbnail had split. What's a good way to describe it? Like an orange dropped from the top of your house. It had split in several different directions. And my thumbnail held on by two little pieces of skin on either side of the thumbnail. Not front and back, not underneath. It was just a little bonnet of a thumbnail. Now, I didn't realize it at the time. I just knew, oh man, that hurt. And I got up from the play, went back to the defensive huddle, and I shook my hand like this, and some specks of blood appeared on my teammate's helmet. I thought, oh, crap. And I lifted up my thumb and took a peek at it, and about passed out. It was it was pretty foul to look at. So I went over to my coach, showed him, and he, let me call your dad. I sat down on the spot because I was not feeling fantastic at that point. And I remember my dad came rolling up in our green station wagon. See there? Yeah, it was a green station wagon. Forest green station wagon. And he piled me in there and drove me to the nearest little medical clinic. And there, they snipped the rest of my thumbnail off. But first, they injected Ring Around the Rosies all around my thumb to deaden it. Tell you what, I felt an awful lot for them deadening it. It hurt really bad. And it was still a little tender. I could still feel it. So they went Ring Around the Rosies again, and then they went higher on this knuckle, and then they went in the thumbnail bed to try and deaden it just as much as possible. one point, I was just gritting my teeth as much as possible, and I'm laying on the table, and I slam my foot down. My dad's holding my other hand, and when I do this, my dad is not real pleased, and he gets up on my face and he says, "You will not behave like that." I just start crying. It hurts really bad, Dad. He says, "I know, buddy, just hang in there." I just buried my face in his shirt and just cried while they proceeded to stitch up my thumbnail bed. This story is relevant because I've overgone time. It's 6 minutes already. Crying out loud. I don't know if YouTube lets me put up videos. I haven't launched my channel yet. I don't know if they let me put up videos that are longer than 5 minutes anyway. So unless I become more popular, you guys might not ever hear this story. Anyhow, what are the little mistakes that we make that have a powerful impact on our ability to perform down the road? What things do we do, small mistakes, that can have terribly injurious effects on us? All I wanted to do was do what I was told, to follow my coach's instructions. It was, at this point, I had played football for so long, it had become instinctive. And just as my timing was off just a little bit, I suffered the consequences. Now, I was able to play, but I had to have a splint on and a big pad, and my hand looked like just a bandage club. But things could have been significantly different if I had 2 complete hands to play with for the rest of the season. I don't regret it. I look back on it with some fondness because I learned something. I learned that being careful and detail-oriented has value, and I continue to learn that because, frankly, my skill set is not a focus on the details, unless the details are about a person. Otherwise, details in a document, details in the world around me, I don't spend as much time focusing on. And I've really got to apply myself mentally to be able to harvest all those details. Guys, what kinds of small mistakes that have led to big consequences have you learned from that you can now value? Thanks. Go ahead and make those comments. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get this thing off of the ground. I appreciate your patience with me recording this on my iPhone, in my car, during my commute. But I am interested in seeing what this experiment can yield. Thanks so much, you guys. Be safe and be well. Thanks. Bye-bye.